I know something's going on here, Mike, and I want to know what you think. But you know what we got to do first, because if we don't, we won't do it. Okay, so are you ready?
Well, we get to it. Let's do it. Let me get me because I'm so hepped on your. I loved your whole monologue. I mean, I was over the Howard Franklin Bridge listening to what you were saying. I thought, man, we are like two brains or one
really? Great minds
two bodies with one brain.
Good,
I mean, and by the way, can I say something quickly about the Howard Franklin Bridge? Anybody knows Tampa Bay?
Please give us more Tampa Bay traffic info.
Well, this is so cool. No, you know what? It ties into North Texas. Let me tell you why. When I moved here, there was just one span, one Howard Franklin Bridge. They decided they needed to build another one. And they did it in the last couple of years. Now, Tampa Bay, the area that I cross spans, it's got to be 2.5, 3 miles.
It's huge. It's huge.
It's gigantic. And Mark, every morning when I drive into work, I'd go over the bridge and I'd keep watching the progress. And you'd see now you understand they have to have boats out there, and they're driving piles into the under the seabed and all that. It's ready. It opened yesterday. I mean, it reminds me of when I came back to visit you guys, and I drove around South Lake and Grapevine, and all of that magnificent infrastructure.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
Well, it is though, Mark. It really it's remarkable.
So many things compared, and of course around here, as soon as they expand something from 4 to 6 lanes, you immediately know you need 8, and so they start tearing it up again. But I know what you're talking about.
They're worried about that. They're worried about that happening with this in it. But it's just, I just want to we complain and we whine about traffic but still, it can be done. Yeah. Things can be done. And I remember being gone for a while and then going back to Texas, and because I lived in Keller and South Lake, and I thought, this is like a whole new ball game now. So kudos to all these engineers and these construction workers and these people all over America who can build bridges and put in overpasses and
this does take me somewhere, because even in 2025, I of course I'm amazed that a plane can fly. I'm like the unfrozen caveman.
Me too.
A big silver bird in the sky. How does this happen?
I know.
How they even do a bridge, I just don't even know. I'm amazed. One of the great things Ken Burns did, everybody talks about Civil War and baseball and the Vietnam thing. I think it's only a 2-parter, the Brooklyn Bridge. So take the ability to the whole bridge building thing, now do it in 150 years ago. It's one of the most amazing things he's ever done.
It's incredible. Okay, it's incredible. All right, so we're going to get to Bucky. I want to react. I want to react to Signal Gate. Oh, brother, Signal Gate. It's not a gate. I mean, hey, how did the mission go? Oh, perfectly. We killed bad guys. Exactly. You know, part of the pushback is I'm not sure a lot of the Democrats want to kill bad guys. I mean, you see Rashida Tlaib? She's complaining about terrorist attacks. Well, and speaking of bad guys, we'll get to Jasmine Crockett, our favorite congresswoman, here in just a moment. But I'm with you. Mike Waltz didn't do himself any favors by appearing with Laura Ingraham last night. And there's no diplomatic way out of this. It wasn't great. I mean, I like you said, and I thought you used the exact phrase I would use. Now, what I want, look, here's what I'm not worried about. First of all, it's not the end of the world. Nope. And Trump himself characterized it, this was their first glitch. In 2 months in, this was a hiccup. This was a mistake. And it was a mistake. Yes. And they're acknowledging it's a mistake.
Careful.
They did.
Mistake or skullduggery. And I'm not sitting here going all tinfoil hat like Mike Waltz sort of is. But I don't think it can be dismissed, the possibility of a mole, the possibility of sabotage.
First of all, you can't ever convince me that it was a coincidence that the day before most of these intelligence officials were at an already scheduled hearing before the Senate Intelligence Committee, Goldberg from the Atlantic drops this bombshell, and that was that was accidental. So you know the timing of that.
But on that timing, because I heard Chris make that point, and I talked about it, and here you are, so we're all talking about it. For those that don't know, this was apparently on the calendar that March 25th would have been the appearance by all these people anyway. And I guess the sinister notion of timing is Goldberg finds a way to make this happen, or some confederate of his finds a way to make this happen, so that the very next day, all of these people can get grilled by all of these Democrats. Okay, but to my mind, you know what it looked like? Instant accountability. instant responsiveness.
No.
I think they all came across very well. And it's I literally, first thing I thought was, okay, this happened, and turn your head, and there they all are answering questions about it.
No, but that's not what you think.
Refreshing.
Oh, so you think Jeffrey Goldberg from the Atlantic said, let's tee it up for full accountability?
No. I think that if the idea was, let's set up what would be an embarrassment for these people, it wound up backfiring. It was not an embarrassment at all. Tulsi and John Radcliffe and Kash Patel came off very, very well.
Maybe. I'm not sure I'd go there. What I would say is they better figure it out, and they better. And Waltz did promise that Elon Musk's technological whizzes will get to the bottom. If anybody can figure it out, it's Elon Musk's team. Figure it out. Know who, and because the trouble is, based on Mike Waltz's explanation last night.
Yeah.
He kind of did it. He wouldn't even give any credence to the theory that a staffer did it.
He took responsibility for it. But then you're right. He did say, and Laura, to her credit, pressed him like 3 times. You know, is there? Do you have a mole? Is there a rogue staffer or a sloppy staffer? And he kind of said it wasn't a staffer. What? One of 2 things is true. Either Waltz actually by his own hand did do it, in which case that's a major screw up. Or he didn't, and he's protecting somebody, or he just doesn't know. And
he literally said it wasn't a staffer, Mark.
I know.
He said it was not a staffer, so that suggests that he did it himself, which is a major screw up. And incidentally, don't worry, Trump's going to stand by him. It's okay. He's not going to lose his job over it.
He should stand by him.
But it was a screw up.
Here's what makes me crazy. So you're Mike Waltz. Let's step into Mike Waltz's brain. How can he know he did it and not know he did it? And then if he knew he did it...
Well, he said he did it.
Then why isn't he on? Then why does it need to be looked into? It's like, well, guess what? I can save you a bunch of time. Elon, go launch a rocket because I did it. You know, me. Sorry, my bad.
He said he's the one that had the guy on the phone that added to the group chat. He said that. And what he's saying is he doesn't know how he got there. He doesn't know. And there's, like you said, there's some debate about initials and all that. Look, it's not the end of the world. We need to turn the page. But I'm confident that Trump and the White House will never let something like this happen again. I'm very confident about that.
And I'm also to the larger, far more important point. A boo-boo happened, a mistake happened, a flub happened. In a human system, it will happen. In no way does this attract deleteriously to their superior reputation of keeping the world safe, keeping our borders safe, being on their game around the world compared to what we could have had if Kamala had won. So
not even a little bit. Not even. Spare me all the righteous indignation and turn the page, and then let's make sure it doesn't happen again. All right. Now, you may now call me Nostradamus again.
Yep.
Yesterday morning, I said, and I'm so sorry, we were going to play the clip for you, but the team can't find it. So I made a promise to you. I said, you circle this date.
Oh, the clip of you saying it. Oh, no.
The clip of me saying, you know what? You mark my words, Mark. I said, here's the date, here's the time. March 25th, 7:45 Central Time. Yep. Jasmine Crockett's going to go too far.
And I said, implying that she kind of already had. But then you doubled down and said, oh, no, Mark, she's going to do something else that will attract even more negative attention to Texas, to the 30th district. She's going to say something else even more wheels off, so to speak.
So and it turned out you were right, because this wasn't exactly yesterday, but it came out yesterday. Yep. It went viral yesterday. Yep. What did she say, Mr. Davis?
She is at a human rights campaign, which is supposedly about sensitivity, inclusiveness, blah, 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 blah.
Human rights.
And there's a little PG-13 warning in this, and I decided, let's let Jasmine be Jasmine as she weighs in a little bit on our governor.
Because we in these hot-ass Texas streets, honey. Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now. And the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot-ass mess, honey.
And before we even get to the fact that if you talk to Jasmine Crockett a few years ago, she's talking like I'm talking to you, that it's a total affectation that she has turned into Florence from the Jeffersons in order to have more street authenticity. I don't know. So anyway, Governor Hot Wheels, she then said, I wasn't talking about his condition or the wheelchair. I was talking about the degree to which he was transporting all those illegals willy-nilly. Nobody believes that. Nobody.
He's been in a wheelchair since 1984 when a tree fell on his back in a freak accident. His wife stood by him and was with him every step of the way. This man should never, no one, and incidentally, nobody with a disability should be mocked. And her denial, did you see what she claimed? I wasn't making fun of him being in a wheelchair. I was talking about his illegal immigration tactics. Are you serious?
I know.
I mean,
and another thing about Abbott, Abbott is not humorless on this, and he was on Hannity last night. He couldn't care less about this, but it's still bad. It's still wrong. Abbott himself, because again, tree falls on him, back injury, in a wheelchair, forever. And in his last campaign, he said in an ad, "Some politicians talk about having a spine of steel. I actually have one." I mean, Abbott will have fun with this himself, but it's very different for others to do so.
What he said last night on Sean Hannity is the Democrats have nothing to sell but hate. Jasmine Crockett is hateful. Jasmine Crockett is awful. And Jasmine Crockett is I think, facing some kind of a reckoning.
Well, here's the funny thing. There's a guy named Sheldon Daniels who will be the Republican and probably going to get steamrolled by 70, but we'll have him on the show on Monday anyway. Maybe we can. Is there a Democrat who's not crazy and not an embarrassment who would like to primary her? Okay, timing boy. If we do it right now, we can do it. Ready? You got Buc-ee's?
We got it.
Okay,
you ready?
Here we go. So and again, yesterday, Mike said, have you seen the video of this lady talking about Buc-ee's? I saw a meme yesterday. It was one of my favorites. Buc-ee's, where just filling up for gas can cost you $85 in shopping. So here, let's go.
Check it out.
Buc-ee's. It's less a gas station and more a theme park for people who think beef jerky is a food group. You don't stop at Buc-ee's. You disembark. The parking lot is larger than most airports, with rows of pumps all full, like it's Black Friday for unleaded. It's where you'll find lifted trucks, RVs the size of starter homes, and at least one guy filling up a 5-gallon gas can who absolutely should not be operating machinery. Upon stepping inside, it appears as though Walmart had a baby with Bass Pro Shop and then raised it in a Texas roadhouse. And Buc-ee's doesn't sell snacks. They sell impulse control issues. You walk in for water and leave with a brisket sandwich, 2 pounds of fudge, and a bag of beaver nuggets, which are basically diabetes in nugget form. I don't know what's in beaver nuggets, but I'm positive it's illegal in 7 states. They taste like caramel, childhood, and a root canal waiting to happen. They're what you eat when you've completely given up on life, but still want to enjoy it. And then there's the bathrooms. These aren't just bathrooms. They're cleaner than most hospitals and twice as private. You walk in expecting gas station horror, a broken lock and a crackhead washing their socks in the sink, and instead, you're in a day spa for your... The stalls have floor-to-ceiling doors. You could file your taxes in there. You could take a Zoom meeting. Hell, you could die in one of those stalls and the janitor would bless your body before they mopped around it. It's the first bathroom in history where you can yourself and still feel respected. And just when you think you're done, you walk out and realize Buc-ee's has merch. Not just a t-shirt or a hat. Buc-ee's has turned their beaver logo into a family crest. They sell pajamas, blankets, pet beds, and onesies for babies. Because nothing says we make bold choices in this family like dressing your infant as a gas station mascot. It's not a pit stop. It's rehab for people addicted to barbecue. You don't just leave Buc-ee's. You emerge, slightly fatter, noticeably happier, and absolutely ready to do it all again.
That is tremendous.
I don't know who she is.
It's a salute with love, but also this one talking about the beaver nuggets as a comment. It tastes like childhood and a root canal waiting to happen.
All rolled into one.
Who was that? Is just
I don't know. She's a beautiful woman. I mean, she's sitting in her car and she's very funny and very good. And I wanted to share that because she's every word of that is correct. I love me some Buc-ee's. All right, and I love me some M&M. Have a great Wednesday, my friend.
Ready to go. Mike's Wednesday show right after we're done at 10. Right here on 660 AM. The Answer.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.